In this video, we will learn about two important keywords that are this and super. First of all, let us understand this. So for explaining this, I have written a class called rectangle here. So let us study the class first, then I will explain what does it mean by this. A class rectangle is having two fields that are length and breadth. These are the two properties. And I have one parameterized constructor which is taking length as L and breadth as B and assigning L to length and B to breadth. But this is written here. What is this? That's what we are learning. That's what we are learning. Can I write without this also? Yes, you can write without this. But what does it mean by writing this here? I will show you. The next. Here I have a display method in that length and breadth of a rectangle are printed on the screen. So here also this is used, this dot. Now let us understand what does it mean by this and when to use it. Now here I am creating an object of rectangle class. I will create an object rectangle. R1 is a reference, then I will call constructor. So here I am creating an object of a rectangle class by calling its constructor by passing 10 and 5. So what happens when a object is created by using new and constructor? What happens is a rectangle object will be created which will have two properties, that is length and breadth. These are the two properties. Okay, and R1 is a reference to this one. R1 is a reference to this object. So when I am creating an object by calling this constructor, so this constructor will be called, 10 is passed into L and 5 is passed into B, and the very first thing is done is this object is created. Then these statements will execute. Now let us read this statement. This dot length means currently we are in which object? This object. R1 is a reference to this. Then what is this? This is also a reference to the same object, current object on which we are calling this constructor. So it's a reference to the same object. Just like R1, this is also a reference. Can I say R1 dot length? Yes, I can say. Same way I can say this dot length, but this is used inside the class only, inside the class. So this dot length means this length only. In that L is assigned, so 10 is assigned. Then this dot breadth means assigned this only, and in that B is assigned, so that is 5 is assigned. That's how it works. Now I will tell what does it mean by this once again. This is a reference to present or current object upon which this method is called. So this method is called, that is rectangle constructor is called upon this object. So this is a reference to this one only. Now let us see it further. It will be more clear to you. When I say R1 dot display, so which method is called? This method is called upon which object? R1. So this object, right? This object. Display method is called. So inside this dot length means this object dot length. Then this dot breadth means the same object dot breadth. So this is a reference to this current object. Now I will create one more object that will help you understand it more clearly. I will create one object, rectangle, R2, new. A second rectangle is created. R2 is a reference. So when I am creating an object, so constructor is called, this value is 20 and this B value is 10, right? So this constructor is called. So first of all, what happens using R2 reference, an object is created where this is length and this is breadth. Okay, I'm not writing it properly. You know what it is. So when this is called, now this dot length means this one. Now this will act upon this object. This is a reference to this one. In this 20 is assigned and 10 is assigned. Now when I call R2 dot display, then upon which object this display is called? It is called upon R2, this object. It is called upon this. Now this dot length means 20, this dot breadth means 10. Now if you see this line and this line, you can clearly understand this. Display, right? Display and display, both are same method is called. Same method is called, but upon which object? R1. So it is called upon this object, right? And when you say R2 dot display, then it is called upon this object. So R2, R1 dot display, when it is called, this means this length and breadth, right? It will be referring to this one. When you are calling this one, then it will be referring to this one. So this is a reference to a current object. Current object. When you are calling it upon R2, then it works upon object R2. So I have explained what does it mean by this through an example. Now let us understand when you are supposed to use this, when it becomes mandatory. So I will show you the code for this one. There I will explain you. See here, already I have written a class called rectangle having properties length and breadth. Then this is the constructor, the same code we have seen there. Now here this is used, right? Now I will do one thing. I will remove this. Is it any problem? No. If you remove this, it's not a problem. It works. Now whether it is working or not, I don't have to run the code and show you. You can understand from here. See, these are the properties. What is the color used in this NetBeans IDE? Green color. Properties or the members of a class will have green color. What is the color of these? Green color only. So this is referring to same thing. Now what is this color? What are these parameters? What is the color? Orange. And here also orange is used. Now listen, watch it carefully. I will change the parameter names as length, right? This I will make it as length, and this I will make it as breadth. Now length and breadth are parameters and they are in orange color. Now this is showing error, so I will change it length and then breadth. Okay, now see the colors. What is the color of this right hand side? Orange, that is a parameter. Right hand side, orange, that is a parameter. What about the left hand side? That is also orange, it is not in green. So this length assign length means it is assuming that I want to assign this value to itself. No, I don't want to assign this length to itself. I want to assign this length to this property. So how I can do that? Both are having same name. I have taken same name in the parameter also. Can I take? Yes, I can take, but it is creating name conflict. So to avoid name conflict, I should say this dot. Now when I say this dot length turns into green color. So this is referring to a property of this object, not the parameter. Then again, this dot. Yes, this has turned into green color. So this is referring to the property of this object. These are orange in color, these are green in color because these are parameters and these are the properties of an object. So finally I can say that if there is any name conflict between the parameters and the properties, then to refer to the properties or the data members of a class, use this, right? This dot, this is the reference. So this dot, you can mention the property name. So here there was no conflict, so no need of this. Without this also you can write. So that's all about this keyword. So I suggest you practice this thing, write this complete class by yourself. Okay, follow the code, whatever I have written, then you can experience it by yourself. All right, so do it by yourself. Now let us learn about super keyword. Now let us talk about super. See, just like this, super is also a reference to a superclass. This is a reference to a current object. So super is a reference to a superclass. So let us understand this. I have taken a same class rectangle here, okay, but I have included one more property, that is x having value 10, length and breadth as regular, and rectangle is taking two parameters, that is length and breadth. So a constructor is taking two parameters, length and breadth. This we have already seen just now, right? So same constructor. There is no non-parameterized constructor in this class. Then come to this side. I am writing a class called cuboid. Cuboid means a rectangular box which extends a rectangle. So this will have extra property, that is height, because length and breadth will be coming from this rectangle class, right? So it will have extra property, that is height, and I am taking one more variable here, that is int x, that is value 20. So already this x is coming from rectangle into this class. Then again I am declaring same variable. So this is a name conflict. Yes, this is a name conflict. Now let us move ahead. This is a constructor of cuboid class which is taking 3 parameters. Why 3 parameter? It is having only height. So one parameter h, it is using it for itself. Then length and breadth it is passing to this super, right? So this is nothing but it is calling superclass constructor. It is calling superclass constructor by passing length and breadth. So calling a parameterized constructor of superclass, you have to use a keyword super. I will show it through one example. Once again, I will show you through an example after this. Let us move ahead. Now in this display method, I want to display x. So this cuboid class is having 2x, right? So one x is super x, other one is x itself. Super x means it will refer to this one, 10, and this x refers to this 20. Now let me create an object of cuboid and show you. If an object of cuboid is created with the reference C1, then what are the properties it will have? First of all, it will have length. Then next it will have breadth. Then it will have x with value 10. This is coming from rectangle part. The next is height. Then next one more x, that is 20. That is its own x, right? So this cuboid object is having all these things. So when you refer to x, so whether this x or this x, which one it will take first? It will take its own x. But when you say super, then it will refer to this one. So to access the members of a super class, you have to say super. Now watch this very carefully. If I say this, whose object it is? Cuboids. So this is a reference to this cuboid object, complete thing. Then when I say super, then within this, which properties belongs to superclass, that is rectangle? These 3 properties. I will change the color. See, these 3 properties belongs to superclass. These 3 belongs to. So when you say super, then these properties. Once again, see, cuboid is having all the properties that are coming from rectangle, that are length, breadth and x, and its own properties height and x. So length, breadth, x and height and x, all these are there, right? So entire thing means this. Then only the portion coming from rectangle class, parent class, is super. So super means this portion of an object. So we say, in simple words, we say it is referring to parent class. We say like this. But actually it's a reference to the set of properties that are coming from the parent class. Alright. So this and super are commonly used keywords in Java programming. Once we move ahead in the further topics, you will find these are used heavily. So that's all in this video, and there is a video on calling a parameterized constructor of superclass. You can watch that one, like this one. There is a separate video on it. I hope you have seen it. So this already we have discussed. Now I have shown you how this name conflict can be resolved using super. So this versus super. So that's all. So for this also you write on this program. Already I have written the program, just I will show you. See, this is a program that I was discussing just now. Now inside the main method I have created an object and I am calling display. So display should print 10 and 20. Let us run this. Yes, it is printing 10 and 20. So it's the same code. Same code, I have kept it there for discussion. It's the same code. So that's all in this video. So you can write on this class by yourself and try it once.